So, want to go from zero to hero in completing your project works, assignments, and reports using Microsoft Word? Then this series is here to help you out. And at the end of it all, you will be able to edit and format your work, number your headings also, insert some pictures, tables, and graphs into your reports, also add page numbers, being it Roman numerals and actual numbers, to your reports, and include either a header or a footer into your report. You will be able to also add an automated table of content simply into your reports. And finally, you will be able to save your work not only in Word format but in PDF format also. So kindly stick with me to the end. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment behind to let me know what you think. Well, what are we waiting for? So my colleague just sent me this report saying it has to be submitted by 10 a.m. tomorrow, and knowing how and who my boss is, he's not going to accept this report in good faith at all. Because as you see, it's not well justified, no page numbers, no better alignment, and those kind of things. And there are other things you see which doesn't add any value or meaning to the report. So I believe those adjustments needs to be done before its final submission. And to proceed, I would have to also know the requirements I need to finish this report with. So, I just got off the phone with my colleague. He's saying, according to our boss, the font should be in the Times New Roman. The font size for the normal text should be in 12. And for the headers, we can either make it 14 or 16. And also, we should justify the work with a line spacing of 1.5. Then add some page numbers in the table of contents also. And the last thing he said was our boss needs the work in a PDF format. PDF format, wow. Okay, I think we'll get there. We'll get there. So after knowing all this, I believe we can start now. So to start, I would like to set my work to a 2-page format instead of a 1-page, at least to make my work a bit faster. So I'll set it to, after going to the view tab, I'll set it to a multiple page format. And I want it in a 2-page format, so I'll simply zoom in a bit. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is okay. So now I would first change the style or the format it is in now. I've changed the font size, and also justify it as a start. And to do that, I can either use the font and the paragraph group to do all those things, but soft life, I want to do it all at a go. So I'll go to the styles group, and as you can see, this icon has been selected where you can see is set to normal. So this is currently what our report has been set to a normal. So I want to modify it, so I'll simply right click on it, go to modify, and from this dialog box that appears, as you can see, our font is set to a Calibri body, but that's not what my boss wants. He wants it in Times New Roman, and per the requirement also the font size should be 12. And he was saying I have to justify the work, so I'll simply justify it over here also. As you can see, our font has been set to the Times New Roman, the font size 12, and it has been justified. So I'll simply click on the OK. And as you can see, our work has been put in order for now. And also, he did mention something about the line spacing being 1.5, but I don't think I did that. So I'll simply use the shortcut key Control A to select my entire report, then move over to the paragraph group in my ribbon, then select this, then click on this drop down button over here. Then I'll set my line spacing to 1.5. Okay, I think we've done that. I think we are shaping up the report for now, or what do you think, my viewers? Okay, and as you go through the report, you can see some hash signs, some short dashes, and some star signs, which I don't think add any value to the report. So what we'll do is to remove it, but I can't simply do it one by one going through each page. As I said earlier, soft life, so I'll simply use a shortcut key, Control H. Then from this dialog box that pops up, as you can see, find and replace. So I want to find these first and replace them. So first, I would want to replace the hash sign. So I'll simply find it first, hash, and I'll come to the replace all. Or what do I want to replace it with? Nothing. So I'll simply click on the replace all. So as you can see, all done. We made 85 replacements. That's a whole lot. And also, what do I want to find next? I want to find these star signs. So I'll simply also find it, star. Then I'll replace them all also with nothing. Okay, so I think they've been gotten rid of. And the last thing also I saw that wasn't needful was these short dashes. So I'll also come and find them, short dashes, and I want to replace them with nothing. So I'll simply click on the replace all, then I'll click on the OK. So I think we are done with these replacements, and I think our report is moving in the right direction. But there is a whole lot of work to be done as per the requirements, and we'll take care of that in the next video. So to continue, my colleague just pointed out to me that the wording highlighted in green is supposed to be the title of our entire report, and the ones highlighted in yellow are supposed to be our main headings, and so we have to separate them into different pages. I think I get that part. And so to do that, I will come to the very end of my title page where my title page ends, and I can use the enter key to do the separation, but we want to do this as quickly and efficiently as possible. So I'll simply use the shortcut key Alt P B using the page break, and I'll press enter. So to do same, to separate the abstract from the introduction, I'll come to the very end of where the abstract ends. Then I'll use the Alt P B and I'll press enter. So you can do same for your report also when you want to separate headings from one another or text from one another. So I'll do same for the remainder of my report. Okay, so now we've separated our title page from the rest of our reports, and we've separated our headings all together. So each heading appears on a different page. But looking at our title page, it doesn't pass to be a title page. So we need to add some data or some information to it. So I think we've made all these points clear. Let me correct this. Okay. But still, the title page doesn't pass to be a title page. So I need to still make some formatting. I need to center it. I need to bold it. No, I need to bolden it. Yes, I need to at least put them in an uppercase. So I can do that by selecting my entire title page. Then using the shortcut key, Control E, I'll center it. Then I'll come to my font group and change it to uppercase by using this change case button. I'll simply click on it, and from this drop down menu I'll select the uppercase. So as you can see, they've all been set to an uppercase, and I would like to space them up, so I'll simply use the 2.0 and let me change the font to say 22. Okay, so I think I'm good to go, but the spacing is too much for some of my text, so I'll simply correct that. Correct that to 1.0 and I'll separate this. Okay, so I think the title page looks okay now. And if we are to go through the remainder of the report, you can see there is a whole lot of spacing, and we can take care of that by coming to the paragraph group over here. Then using this paragraph symbol, we'll click on it, and it helps you to identify the spacings in your work. And so we can correct that by simply selecting them. Then you use the backspace to, or the delete key to correct this spacing. So you select the entire spacing text, then you hit the delete key or backspace key. So I'll do that for the remainder of the report. And you can also do same for your report also. So let me finish that up. Okay. So now as you can see, the spacings have been gotten rid of, and our report is now looking up. So now you can see how your report looks like without this spacing by simply clicking on it again. So you can see how your report looks like. It's shaping up to be a bit better now, but there is still a lot to do. And the last thing we will take care of today is to group them into chapters so that introduction will be our chapter 1, then we move to chapter 2. We have to do that also to identify them easily also. So to do that, I would type them manually. So I'll simply come to the very beginning and type chapter 1. I'll press the enter. Then I'll do same for the remainder of my headings. So you can also do same. Okay. So now we are done separating all these into chapters also, and we are good to go. And so now what's left is to number and format these headers so at least we can separate them from our normal text, and also to easily identify our subheadings also. And we will do that in my next video. So let's check that out. And so finally, we are wrapping up with the editing and formatting of our report. And the last thing to do will be to change the very style of our titles and our headings in order to differentiate them from our normal text. And also, I would like to get rid of these numbers in order to number my report in a format that makes automating my table of content way more easier. And so to get rid of these numbers, I'll simply use the shortcut key Control H. Then I'll get rid of them. So one dot space, then I'll replace it, and I'll do same for the rest. Okay. And two dot space, replace all. Okay. The last one will be the three dots space, replace all. Okay. So now, as you can see, all the numberings have been gotten or have been taken care of. And so I would like for my abstract and my chapters to be in a different style from my introduction and the manufacturing process and those headings. So all I will do is to select them. So I'll select the abstract, and holding down the control key, I will select the chapters. So I'll simply click on them to select them. Okay. So with them selected, I will move to my styles group under the home tab. Then over here, I will select the title. I'll select the heading with the name title. So I'll simply click on it. Now, as you can see, the style or the format has changed. So let me get rid of the highlighter over here. So I'll simply come to the font group. Then I'll click on this test highlighter color or highlight color. I'll simply click on it. So as you can see, my highlights has been gotten rid of. And now moving on to our very next heading, I would like to change the style of this one. So I'll simply do the same. I'll click, then holding down the control key, I will select them. Okay. And for this one, I would like to change the style to heading 1. So I'll simply select the heading 1, and I will remove the highlight color. So I'll simply click over here. So you can see the style and the format has changed now. It's different from our chapters, and that's okay, looking good. And also, I would like to now change the ones in blue also. That's our heading or our subheadings. So I'll simply select them also the same style. Okay. And for this, instead of heading 1, I'll choose heading 2 for this one. So I'll select heading 2 under the styles group. Then I will remove the highlights. So I'll simply click over here. As you can see, this one also has changed. It's looking good. Let me get rid of this. I'll simply Outlook. Okay. And the last one will be the ones in purple. So I'll simply select those ones also. They are very few. So just quickly do that. Then over here, I'll choose heading 3 for these ones. I'll select heading 3 for these ones. Then I'll remove the highlights. Okay. So looking good so far. But then again, I would like for my abstract and the other headings to be a little bit different from my normal text. I would like for them to be bolded up and some to be in uppercase or caps. I don't have to do them manually. All I need to do is to come over here to the abstract, then go to the title, right click, then I'll go to modify, and I'll change the style or the font to the Times New Roman as per the requirement. Then I would like to set the font size to 14. I would like to have it bolded up. And also I would like to center it. So I'll click on it over here. This Alignment tab, I'll simply click on the center. And to change it to either uppercase, I'll simply come to the format over here, click on it. And from this drop down list, I'll click on the font. And from this pop-up menu, I'll move over here, then click on the all caps. As you can see, this is how it will appear. So I'll simply click on OK. That's changed now. And also, I would like for there to be a little bit of spacing between my title and the normal text. So I'll simply come over here to where the indent is, and I'll click over, sorry, to where the spacing is. So I'll click on the spacing. As you can see, a little bit of spacing has been done. Okay. As you can see, it has all been done. Let's go through. Okay, that has been done. And also, let me change my heading one also. So I'll click over here. Then I'll come to the styles group and click on the heading one. Then I'll right click on it and go to modify. And I'll change it to Times New Roman. Then over here, the font size will be 14. I'll bolden it up a bit. Then I would like to center it. And as usual, I would like to space it up a bit. Then also change the font to all caps. So I'll simply come to the format, click on the font, and then go to all caps and click on OK. So let's see how our work will appear now. Okay. All right. That has also been done. Easy peasy, right? Soft life. And the last two, I will simply come over here to our heading 2. As you can see, it has been selected. Right click, then go to modify, then do same Times New Roman. But for this, I would like for it to be in font size 12. I would like to bolden it up. I don't want to center it, but I want it to be in all caps. So I'll simply come and change it to all caps and click on OK. Click on OK. You see, it has also been changed, and the last one will be a heading 3. So I'll simply come over here. But for this, I didn't change the line spacing. So I'll simply come back again, modify, then change the spacing a bit and click on OK. As you can see, it has been done. And the last one will be a heading 3. So with this selected, go to modify, then come over here to Times New Roman, click on it, then maintain the font size. I would like to bolden it up. I won't change it to all caps. I would like to maintain it like that. And now let me change the spacing a bit. Okay, then I'll click on OK. So as you can see, all has been done. Now let me change this also. So I would like to change the bulletin to this style of bulletin. I would like for it to be uniform throughout. So I'll do same for the rest. Okay. So that's just it. As you can see, our report has shaped up better than it was previously. But we said we will number our headings also. Do we have to do it manually? Go through our report one by one to number our headings? No, we don't have to do that. All we need to do is to come to our paragraphs group and still under the home tab. Then over here under the paragraph, we go to the multi-level list. I'll click on it. Then under the list library, I will choose this style of heading 1.1. Now I'll click on it. As you can see, our heading style have all been changed now, with it all being numbered rightly so under each section. So we have a 3 application, so 3.1, 3.2. Nice, right? Okay. And the last thing we would like to tackle over here is to get rid of the spacing between our number over here and our heading, and also to get rid of these numbers over here, because sometimes my boss doesn't like that. So to do that, with it selected, I'll move to the paragraph group again, then come to the multi-level list, click on it, then come over here to define new multi-level list. Then with this dialog box, I'll simply come to the very end of it where you see follow number with, you see the tab character. I don't want it. I want nothing. So I'll simply click on nothing, go to OK. So as you can see, our spacing have been gotten rid of, but that's not all I want to do. I want to get rid of the numbers also. So all I have to do is to simply select the number. I'll use the shortcut key, control the left arrow key. As you can see, my numbers have been highlighted. Then coming to the font group, I'll click on the launch button over here. Then from this pop-up menu that appears, you can see the small caps, the all caps. I want to set it to hidden. I'll simply click on the hidden and click on OK. So that's it. Everything has been taken care of. Well, looking from where we started and now, I believe our report has shaped up perfectly. Isn't that right? Well, and the next thing to do will be to add some page numbers, some pictures, graphs, and our table of contents. And we will do that in my next video. So now that we are done with editing and formatting of our report, what's next is for us to include some pictures and also charts and tables if need be into our report. And also, if you just joined us, you can always check out my previous videos on editing and formatting to catch up to where we've gotten to now. And so I would like to include a picture under the word completion subheading. So I'll simply bring my cursor to the very end of its wording. Then I'll move to the insert tab, and under the illustrations group, I'll go to pictures. I'll simply click on the pictures. And from this drop down list, you can see this device, stock images, online pictures. And so if you have saved any picture on your device and you would like to add it to your report, you can simply click on the this device. Then where your picture has been saved, you can select it. Then also click on the insert to add it to your report. But there is no picture I have saved about well completion on my device. So I would like to access it online. So I'll simply click on the pictures again, then go to online pictures. And as the name suggests, you will need an internet to access it. So I'll simply come over here to the search bin and type in my well completion and press enter. Let's see the options that will be made available to us. Okay, so these are some pictures related to work completion. So I would like to select this one. I just like the feel of it. So I'll simply come over here and click on the insert. And as you can see, our picture has been now included into our report. And as soon as this picture appears, if you are to hover to or move to your ribbon, you can see some new tabs have been added, the shape format and the picture format. So over here, you can make any edits or any changes to your picture. As you can see, as you move around them, these are new options that is made available to you. But I would like to maintain it this way. And I want to perfectly align my picture. So I'll simply come over here and drag it up a bit. Okay, for it to be perfectly aligned. Let's see. Okay. And I want to move it down, but if I'm to move it down, as you can see, it's not moving down. So I'll come over here to this icon right next to my picture. I'll click on it. And from these options that appear, you can see the layout options. I'll come under the with testing wrapping. I'll hover around and select the true. So this is the true. I'll click on it. And now let me drag. Okay, let me close this. And now let me drag my picture. So let's see. Okay, so as you can see now, I'm able to simply drag my picture. So let me move it down a bit. Okay, I think this is okay. And also, this picture already came with a title, and this is not the title I want. So I'll simply delete it also. So I'll simply select and delete it. Okay. And now I want to rename my title. So I'll bring my cursor and press the enter. So as you can see, I can now type any title of my choice. But as I said previously, we would like for our table of content to be automated. So we have to also label our picture in that format. So I'll simply click on the picture, then right click. And from these options that appear, I'll go to the insert caption. Then as you can see, my figure 3.1 has appeared. It has already picked up that I am under chapter 3. So as you can see, figure 3.1, that's the first figure under chapter 3 has appeared. And also I would like to rename it. So I'll simply create a small space and type in the work completion diagram. Okay. But as you can see, it's figure 3, then there is a hyphen. I want to change the hyphen to a dot or a point. So I'll simply come to the numbering over here. Then as you can see, use separator, I want to use a period. I'll click on it and click on OK. As you can see now, my separator has changed. Okay, so I'll simply come and click on OK. Then I'll see, all right, looking good so far. But I want to change the format also, so I'll do some little editing to it. I don't want it to be italicized. I want it bolding up. I'll change the font to, let's say, font size 12, and I think that's okay. I don't want to center it. I want to leave it as it is. Okay, and I'll simply move around. So this is how you can insert a picture into your report and also add a title to it. And also, if you will also like to add a chart to your report also, let's say I want to add a chart about my casings also, I'll simply bring my cursor over here, then moving to the insert tab again under the illustrations group, I'll simply click on the chart. And over here, you can choose any chart type you want. So I want to use this column chart type. I'll click on it, then go to OK. And as you can see, the chart has appeared under my casing or under my casing subheading. So I would like to make changes. I would like to change the name. So this is the information I want. So I'll simply close it now. Okay, let me change the title also. Casings used over the years. Okay, so this is how you can also add a chart to your report also. Then over here also you can see some new tabs have been added. So let's say I want to change the style of my charts. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, so you can do that. And also you can add a title to it by right clicking on it with it selected. Then you go to the insert captions, and over here you can see it has picked up that it is under chapter 1. So the first figure under chapter 1, so figure 1.1. Then let me separate it and just label it casings. Casings. Okay. All right. Then I'll simply click on OK. And as you can see, the label has appeared. Let me do some editing to it. Let me bolden it. I don't want it italicized. Let me use font size 12. Okay. So now we are done with the labeling of our figure. But as you can see, our figure isn't really perfectly aligned. So I'll move it a bit. Okay. So as you can see, as you are moving it, it's moving far away. And if you have to drag it, it's not coming. So I'll simply come over here to this icon, then select the true again. Then okay, let me close it. And now let me drag my picture. Okay, it's easily over here. Nice, right? That's it. So if you like to also change the chart type, you can always come to the chart design and you can change the chart type. So if you would like to change it to a pie, you can always change it. But I would like to maintain it the way it is, or you can simply use okay, but I like to maintain it the way it is, so I'll simply leave it as it is. And also, if you like to add a table also, you can always go to the insert tab as usual. Then with the tables group, you click on it, then choose the number of rows and columns you want, and you simply select it. And as you can see, the tables have appeared. Then you insert your headings and the information you want to input. And if you'd also want to add a title to your tables, just as you've done for your charts and your pictures, you can simply select your entire table, then you right click, and as you can see, you insert caption. Then over here, instead of figure, the label figure, instead of the figure, you simply click on the drop down button over here and choose table. As you can see, table 1. Then where you want the position to be, mostly it being on top is the right thing to do. So I'll simply leave it at the position above, then simply click on OK. So as you can see, table 1, then you can type in the label you want, or you can type it in your options menu that appeared previously. So this is how you can add a table and label it also in your reports. But I don't like to include a table, any table, so I'll simply delete it. And so this is how you can insert some pictures, some charts and tables into your report. And so are we done? Of course not. We still have to insert our page numbers, our table of content, and also save our work in a PDF format. And we will do that in my next video, so kindly look forward to it. Thank you very much for your time and see you again in my next video. Well, kudos to us as we've shaped this report a bit better than it was previously. Or what say you, my viewers? And so to continue, we will add some page numbers to our report. And before that, I would like to include a declaration and also an acknowledgement to this report. And to do that, I'll bring the cursor right before the abstract text and type in my declaration. Press the enter and add the acknowledgement. Okay, and press enter. And to separate them into different pages as we did previously, we'll use the shortcut Alt P B, press the enter, and I'll do same for the acknowledgement page also, Alt P B, enter. Then let's get rid of any line spacing. So I'll simply come over here, get rid of these line spacings. All right. Okay, we've done that. I'll uncheck this paragraph guy again. And moving on, I don't want my title page to have any number formats. And also, I like for the declaration through to the abstract to have the Roman numerals type of formatting because my boss likes it that way. And continue from chapter 1 through to the very last page, we will have the page numbers as the number format. And so to do that, we would have to include what we call the session break. And what this session break does is it treats the page with the session break as different from the one either before it or after it. And so I will start with my title page. But before that, let's bring this paragraph guy back into the action. So as you can see, there is a page break over here. And if you have to go through our other pages, you can see the page break. And so before I include the session break, I'll get rid of this page break over here. Let me get rid of this spacing. And so to include a session break, I'll use the shortcuts Alt P, B, and N. Then if you have to go through now, we can see the session break has been added. Let me get rid of this spacing also. And the next place I would like to add a session break is after the abstract because I want our session over here to be different from where our chapter 1 starts. So I'll get rid of this page break over here also. Then include the session break Alt P B N. So as you can see, the session break has been now added to our report. Let's also get rid of this spacing. And so now to include our page numbers, we would move to our insert tab. Then moving to the header and footer group, we can see the page number here. We'll click on it. And from this drop down list, you can see the bottom of the page, the top of the page. You can have it at the top, but I want it at the bottom. So I'll simply move to the bottom of the page. Then I would like to have the page number at the right end of my report. So I'll simply select it. So you can see our page numbers have been added to our report, but we can't see any form of Roman numerals. And also my title page has a number or has a page number. That's not what we want. So what we'll do is, as you can see, a new tab has been added, a header and footer tab. So we'll move to the very beginning of it. As you can see, the header and footer group, we'll click on the page number again. Then we'll move to format page numbers. And as you can see, the number format is 1, 2, 3. I don't want it that way. I want it the Roman numerals way. And continue from previous session, no, I want to start at I. So I'll simply click on OK. So now let's go to our report and see. So as you can see, our numbering format has changed now. So I. But if you have to come over here, we have the 4. Don't worry, we'll take care of that. So as you can see, my title page still has a page number. So to get rid of it, I'll bring my cursor over here. Then coming to the header and footer tab again under the options group, I'll simply check different first page. So as you can see, my page number over here has been taken care of. Let me go through the rest. Okay, they still have their page numbers intact. And over here after the chapter 1 or in the chapter 1 page, you can see my page number begins at number 4. But I want it to start from number 1. So to do that, I also bring my cursor over here. Then moving to the header and footer tab again, I'll move to the header and footer group. Then I'll click on the page number. Then from this drop down list, I'll come to format page numbers again. I'll click on it. And from this dialog box, as you can see, the number format is 1, 2, 3. and it's continued from previous session, which I don't want. I'll simply want to start at 1 again. So I'll simply click on it. Okay. And voila, our page numbers has now been changed and it's well page now. 1, 2. Okay. We are good to go, right? So now we have our Roman numerals, we have our actual numbers, and our title page has no number now. Easy peasy, right? Okay. So this is how you can include page numbers into your report. And to include a header or a footer into our report, we can always come to the header and footer group over here under the header and footer tab, or we can always go to the insert tab, and under the header and footer group over here, we have the header footer, so we can choose from here. But for now, let's use the header and footer since it has appeared for us. So I'll simply click on the header over here, then choose this one. So as you can see, the header has appeared over here for us. So I'll simply like to type in the oil country tubular goods. Okay, and let me make some few editing or changes to it. I want it to be bolding. I want it italicized. I don't want it in caps. I want to capitalize each word. So I'll simply do that. Okay. Okay, let me change this tubular goods. All right. So as you can see, we now have a header throughout all our pages except our title page because we've unlinked it. And also you can do same for the footer also. But then again, I don't want to have a header from my declaration through to my abstract pages. And so to get rid of that, all I need to do is to come over here from where the chapter 1 begins. I'll simply click on it. Then I'll go to the header and footer option. And with the under the navigation group, I'll simply click on link to previous. I'll simply uncheck that. Then I'll move again to where my abstract is. So as you can see, it still appears over here. So all I need to do is to simply select it. Then I'll get rid of it. Now let's go down. So as you can see, my header and footer appears in the rest of our pages, but not at the abstract or the declaration because now I have unlinked them all together. So this is how you can include page numbers, either Roman numerals or actual numbers, or even both, and also add headers or footers to your report. Thank you once again for your time, and see you again in my next video where we talk about adding an automated table of content to your report. See you. Finally, we are about wrapping up with our report. And the last but one thing on our bucket list is to include a table of content. And to do that, I'll bring this paragraph guy back into the action. And since I want my table of content to appear right after the abstract page, I'll simply bring my cursor just before where the session break begins. So that's where my cursor will be. And to now add my table of content, I'll move to the references tab, click on it. Then under the table of content group, I'll click on this table of content. And as you can see from this drop down list, you can add any style of your choice. So I'll simply go with the automatic table 2. I'll click on it. And as you can see, our table of content has been magically created. And this stems down from our editing and formatting we did right from the beginning. And if in case you just joined us and you're a bit lost as to how we got here, you can always check out my previous video on editing and formatting. And so to continue, if you are to look carefully into our table of content, we can't seem to find our acknowledgement, our declaration, and our abstract. And the heading style in our table of content doesn't seem to reflect what's actually on our report. So what seems to be the problem? No worries, let's fix that. So we'll come to the references tab again, and under the table of content, click on the table of content again. Then over here, we'll move to custom table of content. So I'll click on it. And since we want to add the acknowledgement and declaration to our table of content, we'll go to the options. And over here, this the available styles. We have the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, but we can't seem to find where our abstract lies. But if you could remember, we did set that style to a title style. So I will simply scroll down using this scroll bar over here. And voila, this is where our title is. And to set the TOC level, I want to set it at the same level as my heading one. So I'll simply select or type in the one and click on OK. And also we said we will change the very style or the very format of how our heading 1 and heading 2 and even our heading 3 appears. So I'll come to modify. And as you can see, TOC1. So over here, I'll select the modify. And everything here, I want it to be the same. The only thing I want is to change the font to a caps. So I'll simply come to the format, click on the font, then change it to an all caps and click on OK. And I'll click OK again. Then I want to change the TOC to also. So I'll simply select it, then come to modify. Then everything here stays the same. I just want to change the font to an all caps. Click on OK. Then my TOC3 is also telling me to italize it. So I'll simply heed to its advice. So I'll simply select it, go to modify. Then over here, I refuse to change its font. I just want to italize it. So I'll simply click on the italics, then click on OK, and I'll click on OK again. I think everything else is fine. As you can see, our title has now been added to our table of content. This is our preview now. So I'll simply click on OK. Then it said replace this table of content. I said I'll say yes. So let's see how our table of content appear. Oh wow, voila, easy peasy, right? So now you see our declaration, our acknowledgement, abstract has now been included. Now everything has been set to caps, and our italics that we change it to has also been implemented. So as you can see, we've automatically added our table of content without too much sweat, right? Okay, so now let's just change the page of our table of content. So we'll send it to the next page using the shortcut Alt P B, the page break, and click on OK. Let's get rid of this guy over here. Okay. And now let's change our heading style of our table of content. So we'll come to the home tab with it selected. And I want it to be in the title format. Click on OK. So as you can see, it has now been centered. And let me now update my table of content. As you can see, you can't find table of content over here, but let me update it now and see. Okay, my table of content has also been added to my table of content. So we've done that. And another thing also we can't seem to find is our list of figures, which I don't think was included in our table of content. No worries. To do that, we'll simply come to where our table of content ends. I will bring our cursor over here just before the session break. Then we'll move to the references again. And over here, instead of going to the table of content, we'll come to the captions group and we'll choose the insert table of figures. I'll click on it. And from this dialog box, you can see the caption label. Instead of a table, we don't have a table. So we'll click on the drop down button and choose figure. As you can see, the print preview text over here has changed. So I'll simply click on OK. So let's see. As you can see, our list of figures have now appeared over here also. So now let me now type in the title, list of figures. Okay, and over here let me now change the page also. So I will simply use the shortcut Alt P B and I'll create a page break for it also. And now let me change the heading style of my list of figures. So I'll simply select it, then I'll come to the home tab and I'll set it to the title also. I'll simply set it to the title. Then let me not bolding this up, so I'll simply change that also. Okay, so now let me go and update my table of content. I'll click on it, then I'll update the table. And okay, my list of figures has also been added to my table of content. So easy peasy, right? No much stress also. Everything over here reflects. You can go through and check everything reflects in our table of content. And one essential thing or one importance of the table of content is if you want to quickly go to any topic of your choice, all you need to do is to click on it. Then Holding the control key, you simply click on it again. Then as you can see, we have come to our page number 2. So that's one benefit of the automatic table of content. So voila, we are done inserting our table of content and even our list of figures. So is that all? I don't think so. The last thing on our bucket list is to convert all this or save this in a Word format and also in a PDF format. And we'll do that in my next video. So kindly look forward to it. Once again, thank you so much for your time and see you in my next video. Hello and welcome to this final tutorials in the step-by-step guide to completing your project works, assignments and reports using Microsoft Word. And in these final tutorials, we will cover how to simply save your work in Microsoft Word and also PDF format. But before that, my colleague just drew my attention to the fact that this referencing site needs to be sorted out. And a simpler way of doing it is to select my entire text or referencing. But before that, let me get rid of these numbers over here. So I'll simply delete them. Then I'll come again and select my entire text. Then moving to the paragraph group under the home tab, I'll come over here to the A to Z text over here. That's the sort icon. So I'll simply click on it. Then from this dialog box, as you can see over here, sort by, is it paragraphs, is it heading? You can simply choose any of your choice. Then I want it in a text format, but if it's a number you want to sort, you can always select over here from this drop down list. Then also I want it in an ascending form, that's from A through down to Z. If you want it the other way around, you can always click on the descending. So I'll maintain everything here and simply click on OK. And voila, as you can see, our referencing has now been sorted out in an alphabetical order. So that's just a way of sorting out your text in your Microsoft Word document. And now moving to the main thing, to simply save your work in Microsoft Word, you can always use the shortcut Ctrl S, or you can come to the file tab over here. Then if it's your first time saving your work, you can always go to the Save As. And also if you have a specific location you want to save your work, you go to the browse. Then over here you can select any location of your choice. So I would want to save this work on my desktop, so I'll simply click on the desktop. And I want to change the name to Tubeless, so I'll simply change the name to Tubeless. Okay, and over here under the Save As type, I'll maintain it as a Word document. Then simply click on the save. If you want to actually confirm that indeed your work has been saved, one way is to simply come to the title bar over here. As you can see, the name has been changed to Tubeless and is saved to this PC, specifically your desktop. And also to save your work in a PDF format, you can always follow the same format by coming to the file tab, then moving to the Save As command. Then as usual, if you have a specific location you want to save it to, come to the browse. And I want to save this work again on my desktop. I would like to maintain the name Tubeless. And over here under the Save As type option, instead of Word document, I will simply click on it. And from this drop down list, if you have to go through the options provided, you can see PDF. So you simply click on the PDF. Then you simply click on the save again. And as you can see, it's loading. And voila, your PDF document will be opened for you to review. So that's just how you can save your work in Microsoft Word and PDF format also. And if you would also want to double confirm or double check that indeed your work has been saved in the location you wanted, let me simply close it and minimize this. And as you can see, these documents have been saved on my desktop. So let me simply click on it or double click on it to open to confirm again. So as you can see, indeed my work has been saved in the format I wanted. So that's just it in saving your work in Microsoft Word and PDF format. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Thank you very much for sticking with me up to this point. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to help this channel grow. If this video has been very helpful to you, kindly let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you once again for your time and see you again. Bye.